Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another wondrous Propagandacast with me, your wonderful host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda. And we're going to be having a 1 vs 1 right here on the road to Kharkov. Once more, the road to Kharkov shall be the scene of vicious fighting between Heisenberg here fighting for Deutschland. For the... I don't know, let's just say 9th Panzer Division going up against here Stevebud of the Soviet Union. And the 15th Tank Corps. Hoorah, comrades, hoorah. Troops are moving out, lots of conscripts for him. Doctrines are Jaeger Infantry, Spearhead, and Jaeger Armor. Versus Stevebud's Guard Rifle Combined Arms Tactics, Soviet Shock Army, and Soviet Industry Tactics. There's actually a bit of this and that, though there is clearly an emphasis on infantry play here from Mr. Stevebud. I mean, he's clearly more of an infantry player, considering there's a lot more focusing on conscripts and supporting of those conscripts and otherwise, other forms of infantry. So that's actually quite interesting to note. They're also in some regards rather similar, both ending in Sturmgewehr attacks and the howitzers. So clearly he's also a bit fond of the Soviet Air Force and howitzers. So, going back though to Heisenberg. 3 grenadiers out, looks like he's going for some pretty infantry heavy. Not sure what happened there. But anyways, heavy infantry play, 3 grenadier squads so far. Would be adding yes indeed a 4th squad. Are some players who seem to be going rather fond of getting heavy on their grenadiers. It can, work out differently, but again, you have to realize it does have its own weaknesses if you don't play carefully.
Grenadiers,
and certainly does require you still play rather closely together with your grenadiers to really get any proper effect out of them.
Requested units have arrived.
And there will certainly be certain weaknesses since you'll be lacking, for example, heavy machine guns to really shore up against any assaults or something else. There we go, the 4th squad of Grenadier out here. Spraying them out. So far, needs to be careful he doesn't spread them out too far. He could easily set himself up for a quick, swift, brutal Soviet attack as they quickly send in several squads to overwhelm a single unit on its own. I don't know how we're seeing the Pioneers having moved far ahead. He's got an idea of where a large part of Stevebud's troops are, which is great. But at the same time, of course, he is advancing, and the Pioneers themselves are coming under intense fire from several angles, so they can't really hold out there forever. Grenadiers here coming under fire from numerous sides as well. They're a bit overwhelmed, a bit outnumbered. In fact, they already lost 1 man out in the open. There we go, quick Molotov, forcing them further out into him. We are seeing additional grenadiers moving up right here. We are seeing that Heisenberg might have pushed himself already a bit too hard. More grenadiers pushing up there, taking up, conducted. Grenadiers forming up here on the west part of the map. But will they be able to hold out here as Stevebud will be launching a bit of a vicious counterattack with the conscripts rushing out. Currently, both grenadiers are separate, though there's 1 squad getting the light machine gun upgrade. Up here, the grenadiers is forced to retreat, leaving behind only 1 team. The conscripts moving in close. Additional forces are moving in. Molotovs are going off. Losses are inflicted on Heisenberg's grenadiers. Not looking too good. A light machine gun up here, increasing his firepower a bit more considerably.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Grenadiers are getting blasted by the conscript inside the house. And like the mechanized company going up, Grenadiers not getting any reinforcements right away. Another poor devil lost his life. And there we go, Stevebud ignoring the Grenadiers, just going for the cut-off points, thus cutting off a lot of Heisenberg's resources. Well played there. All the conscripts need to be careful. They also need to change retreat path. Otherwise, they're likely going to find an MG-42 in the hands of an angry Heinz on the way back, which would likely assault in the squad right here, getting wiped out. But Stevebud striking back pretty quickly. Mines going up there. Lovely, lovely. Or whatever you'd call that in Russian. But I think he might have timed that a bit miscorrectly. He didn't finish the mine. That has been unfortunate. There we go, like the mechanized company up. So far, nothing on the way from it. Or instead, we actually see a bugger going up as well. Interesting. Maybe he's a bit worried about any sort of armoured rush and wants to be prepared, but then decides, perhaps I shouldn't be so worried about armor. Let's just get some medic bangers up for my troops. Seems to have been a curious decision going on there. Conscripts, though, out in the open. Shot from the house there and retreated pretty quickly. And there you go, light machine gun, firing away. Running through the ditches, though, they managed to escape the Germans. We've seen the support weapon company going in for Stevebud. He's definitely not rushing for any armor so far. And so far, no indication of, say, Sode Industry, because that's going up at reasonable speeds. Full force moving in here on the west side for Heisenberg. Going for the victory point over there. Had there been in mind that kind of deer squad likely would have been forced away with some nasty, unpleasant casualties, might even become completely wiped out. There we go, counter squads holding up the Germans' advance here. Conscripts over here should definitely react and support the conscripts in the house. Come on, Stevebud. Make haste. And there we go. Conscripts are beginning to move in on the German positions right here. Panzergrenadier on the way for Heisenberg. Adding a bit of Sturmgewehr action. Flamethrowers as well, but then there's a bit of a nasty position there out in the open. Lots of bullets raining on them, fire being poured at them. Their position is compromised, and there you go, forced to pull back. And flamethrowers burning away at the nearby shrubbery and the grenadiers. At the same time, another attempt to hit a cutoff point by Stevebud. The grenadiers are nearby. More of them. We do see a light machine gun soon going up. There we go. The grenadiers are being forced away from the left, though they are making good progress on the right. At least, you know, he's constantly pushing at the different angles of the map, trying to at least that way gain some ground. There we go. Conscripts out in the open now, getting massacred by the light machine gun. Generally, don't want to be out in the open versus an LMG-42. Conscripts running into their own Molotovs. That is not so good right there, Stevebud. Panzer is pushing up, supported by the grenadiers and the light machine gun. Full retreat right here. Looks like he realized the squad's in a poor condition, and he didn't really feel like he was able to do sensible damage to this Panzer Grenadier squad advancing, as it were. Stevebud, though, is a bit on the defensive at the moment. It would look like that Heisenberg's gamble has paid off a bit here. Although it looks like a mine did go off there and actually killed 2 grenadiers. So that's less grand for him. And shock troops arriving. So he's pretty much gone for the shock army doctrine and is called in the mighty shock troopers.
Grenadiers.
Minesweepers up. Immediately as soon as Heisenberg knows they're mines, he gets a minesweeper, of course, to deal with it. That's sensible thinking. And Grenadiers are going to get overwhelmed perhaps by the conscripts. There we go. They did not have enough support to really do much. And while the Sun had the light machine gun, which really does do a lot for keeping Grenadier squad effective, even as it loses men, I mean, with that little health left as well, not really worth pushing at. Shock troopers moving in, actually taking up position in the house. I'm not entirely sure why it did that. There's only 3 windows here, and the shock troopers would have been able to engage the Panzers head on due to their body armor. There we go. Quick grenade against the Panzer Grenadiers. Ooh, there we go. Most of the squad wiped out. Might he get the last one? No. Heinz makes it out of there. Swift push up the left flank. Panzerabwehrkanone up. Now Heisenberg is not going to wait any longer for the chance that there might appear some armor. Alright. And field gun up as well for Stevebud. So apparently Stevebud is a bit worried that what Heisenberg might be trying to pull. Perhaps some early armor or perhaps some nasty player with a Flamm Panzerwagen. Shock troopers continue to make their way through German lines and German infantry. There we go, 2 Grenadier squads about to get in a slightly underwhelming situation for them. Light machine gun is going up, but Grenadiers are simply getting shredded. There we go, the light machine gun is up, but chances are not so good. And there we go, the grenade forces them off. The other squad gets Molotov, will also be forced to retreat. Nasty losses right there for the 9th Panzer Division's Panzer Grenadier. As the fighting continues, though they are getting more and more light machine guns, which is definitely giving the Grenadiers a bit of an edge in that regard. And they're still going to be lacking in durability. And a more rolling advance, and of course you can't fire the light machine gun while you're moving, and even then it does quite half a second or something to actually begin firing. There's always a bit of thing to do there. But aggressive play here from Stevebud, trying to cut off Heisenberg's resources. Nice aggressive play there, though he could do with a few more mines and actually finishing and setting them up. But so far, quite a bit of infantry from both sides. Although we might now see some submachine guns going up here for Stevebud. He's got the command points. He could also call in a heavy mortar if he so fancied. But no, we are seeing a Tango battalion command going up. Panzergrenadier pushing away at the conscripts. Sturmgewehrs raking their bodies with bullets. And a nice position here from the Grenadiers in the garden. Or whatever you call it. The light machine gun covering the advance of the Panzergrenadier. But we're likely going to see a tank or two soon. He might go for some light tanks, or he might opt for the medium T-34 76.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Area secured.
Panzerabwehrkanone being rolled up. Panzer support armor core going up for Heisenberg.
Replacements have
What is
arrived.
it?
There we go, in the house there. Definitely making them hit tougher, though of course a quick Molotov can sort that out. And there we go. The house is on fire, or at least some of the rooms are. No sign of submachine guns, it does seem... Oh, there we go, the PPH-41.
Why are they shooting at us?
Bit risky running the combat engine into a house that is already burning there. Main assault here on the Grenadiers and the Panzergrenadiers. Conscripts with submachine guns following up, while the other ones absorb most of the fire. And shock troopers following up here. Bit of a rolling advance. Panzergrenadiers getting overwhelmed. Grenadiers might also risk find themselves outdone. And there we go. Full retreat. We do see the conscripts with submachine guns retreating, but the shock troopers continue up here. Panzergrenadiers might get wiped out on the retreat. Will it happen? Yes, indeed. Hoorah! Fritz is dead. Or sort of dead. He's definitely not enjoying himself. More submachine guns are being handed out as Stevebud continues his advance. There we go. The first T-34 arrives.
Now even Yuri can hit something.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
And the pack's been forced back to the base, so I mean most of the infantry out here is in fact going to be a bit exposed as soon as that T-34 arrives near their positions. So that's something to keep in mind.
You need something
But there's definitely a severe lack of munitions here for Stevebud. He might want to consider munitions cans or something to work towards that.
Shock troops here.
Though it's definitely paying off for Heisenberg. It's definitely making it harder for more mines to appear. Figure moving up. They're not sure why he's pulling his T-34 that far. He must be worried that there's a pack hiding near them, I suppose, which is certainly not a bad set of thinking to do, but so far the pack is actually far removed from the front line. They've got Panzerkampfwagen running for Heisenberg. Shock troops taking up position here, getting rifle and grenaded, forced up, veteran troop for these grenadiers, getting back into the building. Conscripts moving up to support. It looks like the grenadiers are rushing into the house in return.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
When they're getting caught right here up in the open by two light machine guns, and there go the Panzer IV moving in, Pinto light machine gun up as well. You might see a conscript squad there getting gutted on retreat, but no, it looks like he pulls it off and retreats reasonably safe.
Yes, comrade.
We are ready to build it or
Yeah. Whoops. My palms there accidentally pressed the start button on the keyboard. Hate when happens. But it can happen, I'm afraid.
Objective secured. We will defend it to the death.
It's a bit unfortunate there.
T-34 ready for action.
A fresh push up from Heisenberg. Stevebud is quickly getting defensive in mindset, yet he's lacking in the mines to really pull it off. You could consider getting another field gun up though, that would probably help a bit. Maxim or mortars might also make an advance here from Heisenberg a bit more of a painful experience, and certainly a heavy mortar would definitely add to the difficulty level of Heisenberg actually making any advances. But now pretty much every conscript squad is equipped with submachine guns.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
There we go, advance up here. Field gun and T-34 reels itself. Panzer IV Mark 1's consider pulling out of there. There we go. Field gun on the other hand actually needs to follow up on it. T-34 really can't withstand that much more damage. Conscript rushing ahead straight into the line of 5 self-gunning squads with light machine guns. At the same time, same thing is happening here. Conscript needs to quickly pull up. Fuel cache, by the way, going up here close to Heisenberg's base. And there go the conscript push away. Shock troopers also moving that way. And the field gun could have been pushed out, I think, to sort of reinforce the front, but no luck there. Grenadiers still well overwhelmed here by the conscripts, though some nasty losses were incurred. And we see here the Panzer IV is quick to react, going for the cut-off point as well, which in fact would cut off the fuel cache. And I'm not sure why build it there and not say there, but apparently feels, you know, his forces a bit more like here, so he can better protect this one compared to this, which of course is a reasonable good line of thought, but at the same time it is more vulnerable for simply getting cut off. So of course that is also something to consider. Additional T-34s are being prepared here for Stevebud. And the Shock Army was sort of the equivalent of an infantry corps, more specifically an infantry corps that was made for attacking fortified positions and urban areas. They had a lot of infantry equipped for close quarters combat and lots of artillery, not so many tanks, to be honest. So, little fun fact there about the Soviet Shock Armies.
T-34 ready for combat.
We got another Panzer IV arrives for Heisenberg. Additional pincer mount machine guns being mounted as well there.
T-34 ready for action.
T-34 there, almost prepared. He could consider getting up a howitzer now to say, for example, try and bombard some of the positions that Heisenberg has, or for some use it to break up an assault. And there we go, actually a mine up. Lovely. Lovely. Though this one has still not been finished. I'm a bit surprised he hasn't noticed and fixed that. An attempt at mining here, though, immediately runs into some technical issues as a Panzer IV appears. We see here that Heisenberg is quick to pursue, immediately finding out the T-34. Second Panzer IV could also stand to move in to support, but of course if it was to right there, it would hit a mine and would actually risk being knocked out here by the field gun or perhaps overwhelmed by the T-34s. Of course right now is what will Stevebud do? Again, a heavy mortar could make things a bit more tricky for Heisenberg to progress. The same thing with the howitzer, that would have to be more of a threat to the tanks. So either of those are, for example, quite valid possibilities. Of course, you could get another field gun. That would also, I think, work out nicely.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Conscript slowly advancing. Panzer IV finding a way there, having a bit of trouble hitting initially. Full frontal assault across on the ground against versus 2 Grenadier squads with that machine gun and of course an additional Panzer IV makes this a bit of a risky endeavour. And we do see the conscripts are getting shredded out in the open. That was perhaps a less well conducted infantry attack there from Stevebud. Immediately though, 2 T-34s are ready to follow up in the wake of this. They might in fact be able to clear out the Grenadiers, particularly with the field gun in tow, and then sort out the Panzer IV. At the same time, Heisenberg taking advantage of this to actually push up the left flank.
Enemy forces are neutralizing.
Nice to gun there, while his opponent's pushing on one side, of course he pushes the other. A nice bit of juggling going on there from Heisenberg in terms of, you know, enemy forces and priorities. Structured map here, Grenadiers quickly overwhelmed, but the Panzer IV is there to save the day. Eventually too though for the shock troopers, that's definitely nice, though ultimately doesn't quite save them. More of those machine guns and high explosive rounds. T-34 quickly shifting away again. He realises that the threat might be there, but he doesn't quite seem to be attacking, which of course allows him to basically just keep pushing, because then again, you know, you that way quickly shift Stevebud's attention without actually really have to risk anything. But looks like Stevebud might be getting a bit more serious soon. Pushing up here, the Grenadiers a bit out in the open. They are getting wrecked with machine gun fire, and they are taking some very unfriendly losses. Popping over here to Heisenberg again, who's gone for Spearhead Doctrine. I'm so far not using anything that actually uses. In fact, he even went for the mortar when he could have been using the mortar half-track, and so far no Panzer Titian either, so you know, so far not really much use of his Doctrine. Then he's getting blasted a bit. Panzer 4 slowly pulling back. We are seeing a full advance going in here. T-34's 3 now, by the way. Could in fact threaten to overwhelm this position. Can't get continue. The pack is being rushed back. Will the T-34s overwhelm the west? No. Looks like the other Panzer 4s arriving to support. Veterans wants this Panzer 4, by the way. Blitzkrieg is available, and Force is closing in on Vet 2. T-34 continue. Looks like Stevebud, though, is getting a nice chunk of the map. Those once more losing parts because Heisenberg keeps pushing elsewhere as well. He might give ground one spot, but he's definitely taking it elsewhere. So in that sense, Heisenberg does display a nice overall control of the battlefield. And now they're actually pushing forwards with this Panzer IV. A bit bold, but immediately runs into a field gun. And we're seeing here they're ramming in. Oh! Both tanks blew up, leaving behind only the Panzer IV, immediately taking heavy fire here from the 2 T-34s and a field gun. And we see how the response is Blitzkrieg. Interesting enough, he did not pop Panzer Titian and just get the hell out of there that way. That could also work, and you know, might also allow him to protect the other tank if he'd done it a bit earlier. I mean, there does seem to a bit lately have been a lot of players, you know, who seem to have forgotten about Panzer Titian after they've been, you know, so popular. It just seems to have been forgotten, and it can't help but feel it's a bit lazy as well. Since again, it can help, you know, keep your tanks and assault guns much more alive. So that is in fact a bit disappointing to see. There we go. Vet 22, Panzerkampfwagen 4 with Schürzen on. Specifically designed actually for dealing with anti-tank rifles to protect the more vulnerable sides of a tank. So, little fun fact there. Generally not designed for dealing with bazookas and all that kind of thing. They sort of try to sort of modify variant, which was basically just wire mesh applied to the sides instead. In fact, even the Soviets tried that, although they largely just took a bunch of wireframe bed springs and whatever and just slashed them onto the sides of the tanks as sort of improvised Panzer-first protection. A frog grenade there. Large advance, of course. No, I mean, while the conscripts with their submachine guns can shoot while moving, of course, if they want to take advantage of light machine guns, do need to stop ups there. Some things they can take advantage of. A bit more of a rolling rounds there. But we are seeing Panzer IVs rolling in. We are seeing that Heisenberg is doing his best to resist with violence. And we immediately here see that Stevebud's open ground assault ran into a few issues there. But still, he is keeping Heisenberg a bit back. Mortar rounds going in. Advance on the right flank as well. Now looks like it's Stevebud actually making progress somewhere. Grenadiers need to be careful there. Under fire from the Maxim. T-34s are bombarding as well. And actually this position is quite exposed. If one unit was to rush in here, it could clear out the mortar and the Pack 40 rather swiftly. All of this Panzer IV is ready. Veterans 1 for the mortar, by the way. Veterans 2-1. Counter battery fire is available. Yeah. Points are being secured. Looks like he's intent on getting that Maxim, and looks like he might even do it. Veteran 2 on this field gun, though, he needs to merge it, reinforce it, or something. It's not going to be that much longer. A Veteran 2 field gun, it's just going to be a field gun with anyone not manning it.
We are losing the sector.
So that needs to be fixed. Otherwise, again, that's going to be otherwise excellent for the Veteran field gun waste. And there we go, going after the mortar, a bit slower field. We do see the Panzer IVs quick to react. The Veteran 2 Panzerkampfwagen 4. Achtung! Ivan kommt! And there goes shifting in the other Panzer IV as well. At the same time, he's being caught by a nice Russian assault, forcing those away. And oh, he's going to be crushing them. Anti-tank going to go off. and we do see the armoured skirting. Oh, good lord, that Panzer IV just crushed all of those Russians beneath its threats. Molotov on the pack, though, a nice little trick there. Opening up the T-34's win, but no! Tellermine went off! Tellermine went off, almost knocking out the T-34. Field gun setting up. We might see one Panzer IV down, one Panzerkampfwagen here might go kaput. Nice little coordinated assault there, although the Tellermine definitely gave Heisenberg here a bit of an extra chance to breathe. Field gun, I think, could have been pushed up a bit better. And again, tracking is an important ability. And there we go. T-34 went down. Panzer IV did take a lot of damage. And once more pushing up the right flank. Well done there. Time for the mid-game analysis. We're definitely seeing Stevebud is getting a bit more confident, a bit more aggressive now. And definitely not hanging back with this field gun as much. And even merged with it. Great, wonderful, that is exactly what he needed. He needs to make it more durable and less not likely to just end up dead without any veterancy. And if you can get that up to veterancy, it's really going to get nasty since it gets a penetration bonus and an improved rate of fire, which will definitely make it a very unpleasant experience for most German armour. We do see here that Heisenberg is actually more for a heavy Panzer course, which will be getting a Panzer IV to try and deal with all the positions. Will he actually be one of the few who gets a Sturm Panzer IV? Of course, will he go for a Panther? The Panther right now wouldn't really seem to be that grand of a choice due to the lack of armour, which can largely be handled by his Panzer IVs. If he keeps them alive, a Panzer IV will definitely be a better choice bombarding the infantry and the field gun positions. A Sturm Panzer IV could also work in that regard, would definitely be great at punishing the Soviet infantry and blowing up field guns, could even take on the T-34s as long as they don't flank it, in which case the Sturm Panzer IV is in very deep trouble. Infantry-wise, he's holding up well. He's only lost his Panzer guns, otherwise most of the guns are alive, and they're equipped with light machine guns. In that sense, I mean, two of these would act to be a full actual Panzer gun squad, since Panzer guns... God damn it, I didn't even press that combination. Anyways, the point being that force would actually be what you would consider an actual Panzer Grenadier squad. They were not necessarily fully equipped with the assault rifles. On the other hand, the Panzer Grenadier squad was basically equipped with 2 MGs per squad, which actually meant that way that was how they mounted a lot of fire. So, little fun fact there, little fun fact. So there are definitely some possibilities, and of course keep pressuring up the right flank. He might want to fortify it with a few mines, you know, to drag up any of Stevebud's infantry while he attacks. Popping over here to Stevebud, you can see plenty of infantry. He's definitely got the infantry numbers advantage. In that regard, he's also got plenty of veteran infantry, though he needs to reinforce and be a bit more careful with in some regards. He does have a slight knack for large human wave attacks, which does result in a lot of unfortunate casualties. And of course, be careful of enemy tanks. He's got a nice veteran field gun, so that's definitely something that could work out for him. But he's also got a mortar. In fact, he's got a heavy mortar. About damn time too. But he needs to get a bit better mining, although he could try saving up for a Sturmwing attack. I think a well-placed Sturmwing attack can actually do a lot of damage to Heisenberg's infantry and definitely wipe out some of all that precious veteran grenadiers. But mining would also do well, and certainly a munitions cache would probably pay off nicely in these mid to long term run. A bit more aggression up here, and I think you should try and actually use his T-34s a bit more flanking instead of trying to engage the Panzer IVs head on. Try to flank them, or at least try to draw them to different places. Keep Heisenberg a bit more guessing at the moment, because right now Stevebud does have an advantage, and we can leverage that correctly. He can pull it off, but again, if he doesn't, you know, well, that's game over and a victory for Deutschland. So that's something to keep in mind. But more T-34 force would definitely pay off, although I think he also needs to get another field gun at the very least. But back here to Heisenberg and back to the game.
Panzer IV, our lines of supply are disrupted.
And there we go. In fact, veterans are free on the field gun. That Panzer IV also needs to get the hell out of there. One more shot and that could very easily be it. So that Panzer IV. They're going there for the cut-off point, immediately cutting off Heisenberg from his fuel. Nicely done there. All of a sudden, Heisenberg has practically no map control.
Remember your training, soldat.
The Russians are coming!
Grenadiers advancing. Shock troops going to be dealing with some grenadiers up here. That's going to end up badly for them. And there we go, shock troopers closing in. And there we go, the Grenadiers quickly end up retreating in the face of such vicious arms. Heavy mortar needs to actually set up, I think. Few can also pull back. Stevebud is now actually giving ground, though sadly he has not mined the ground he's skimming, which is a bit unfortunate, I would argue. Panther force being repaired, put together.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Conscripts are advancing straight into the line of fire of the light machine gunners. And there we go. Grenadiers took a nasty hit there from the mortar and almost got wiped out.
Mortar team awaiting orders.
Panzer 4.
Things are getting a bit more quiet again, but we do see that Stevebud is on the advance. Heisenberg doing his best to stop said advance, or at least delay it. And so far, I mean, Heisenberg really hasn't made much use of any of his doctrine. Not a mortar attack, not a panzertation, not a recon overflight, no Tigers, not even a fragmentation bombing run. I can't help but feel, you know, that's a bit of a waste of a doctrine so far.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Structures advancing.
Panzer 4 ready.
Panzer 4 ready, and we're seeing a sniper arriving here for Heisenberg.
Panzer 4 standing by.
Panzer 4 moving in, and there we go, veterans one for the other. Panzer 4 is down to half health. Victory point, by the way, on the advantage of Stevebud, not Heisenberg.
Down to 200 points.
And there we go, the Panzer 4 leads the charge.
Attempting to steal our sector.
And there we go, the Sturmovik has arrived, the Soviet Air Force has been summoned. They have an interesting spot to do so. Panzer 4 here getting blasted a bit, but ultimately they're surviving most of it. Not sure why he decided to focus here. He rather should have tried to draw out as much of the infantry of Heisenberg as possible, and then calling the Sturmovik attack to really punish it. I can't help but feel that's a bit of a waste of a Sturmovik call-in.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Continued fighting, and looks like the Panzer 4 right there actually took some nasty hits from the Sturmovik.
Sharpshooter ready for orders. Yes.
And it is versus comm engineers. Panzer 4 getting repaired. Whatever shall the Sturmovik be up to next? Oh, got shot down and crashed down straight into poor farmer Yuri's house. It looks like some poor bastard actually died from the shock. Oh no, something exploded right next to me! Ah, my heart!
Ready for grenadiers reporting. It's done. Pioneers ready for anything. Yeah, ready for action.
Acting up. Bit quiet again. More tanks are arriving. Could of course also be saving up for that Tiger tank, or then again, this just seems like an odd choice.
Yes. Pack crew is ready.
Then again, several of Heisenberg's choices seem a bit odd. Again, basically the doctrinal choice overall seems a bit curious.
Mortar team is being assaulted. Our position is under attack.
Ready.
Then he's charging straight into the mess. Conscript force away. Panzer 4 charging in. Opening up the conscript sniper providing support. Pioneers following up. At the same time, a larger engagement up here. Pioneers and Grenadiers versus shock troopers, and the Maxim Germans end up in a bit of a beating. Grenadiers here versus the T-34s. Panzer 5 here nicely delivered to the rear of the T-34.
We have secured
Mortar
the
squad
sector.
under attack. Mortar element.
And shock troops here getting dropped on the mortar, in fact completely wiping out by the Panzer force also then to put pressure, and we're seeing a fresh assault following up in the south, making their way through things. Time to pop back here to Stevebud. Who's definitely going to need that. T-34 repaired, and he's also got some Veteran 2 combat engineers to quickly do it. must say I find the constant lack of mines a bit disheartening right here. You could easily do with a lot more mines again to make it much, much harder for Heisenberg to actually make any approaches.
Mortar ready for order. Rifleman ready.
Sniper hiding in a crater.
We've taken the enemy forces are capturing our supplies. We have secured the area.
Very close to veterans review for that Panzer IV.
Awaiting orders.
There we go, moving up here goes the Grenadiers with a light machine gun. And the conscripts are definitely holding up well. Panzer IV immediately follows up. Sniper doing what it can. Mines going down here. Definitely Heisenberg doing his best to limit the effectiveness of Stevebud's armor on the move. Sniper is going to be forced to wait if he's not careful. And what is this? A Sturmpanzer IV has actually arrived here for Heisenberg. And certainly considering all the infantry that Stevebud has, that's actually not a bad idea. So the Sturmpanzer IV, also called the Stupa.
Waiting for your command.
Panzer IV needs to be careful. Oh, large Soviet assault going in. Then they're doing what they can to cover, but anti-tank grenade does a bit of damage there. Sturmpanzer IV finally getting a movement as well. Pincer mounted machine gun up.
Yes, bleeding, comrade. You have orders?
Bit by bit, we take back what is ours. The enemy is down to 100 new T-34 standing by.
What shall happen next?
Territory is falling into
Looks like we are seeing that Heisenberg's getting ready for a larger maneuver in the west. Another T-34 rush for Stevebud. And there go the Panzer IVs advancing. Sturmpanzer IV should quickly follow up to provide support with his 15cm gun.
We have all our contact.
House blown up.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Come on, Sturmpanzer. Mach schnell. Panzer IV also needs to be careful. And again, if you get veterans to flee, that's definitely going to make it much more lethal as it gets a rate of fire boost and becomes more mobile. Large engagement going up here. Sturmpanzer IV, Panzer IV opening up. Careful, there we go. Oh, he might have exposed the rear. And oh, he lost the main gun and the engine. Sturmpanzer IV gets off, and I say they're almost wiping out half the conscript squad. And a squad of pioneers wiped out. Sturmpanzer IV fails to penetrate, but even then still does some damage. One Panzer IV looks to have gone. No, actually managed to pull back as well and gain veterans in the process. This one extremely close to veterans to flee, by the way. Extremely close. Sturmpanzer IV moving ahead. No real losses there. Sturmpanzer IV that continues its rampage. Now here finding support of the Grenadiers. Looks like a large battle has really ensued. Now things are heating up once more. Sturmpanzer IV continues to just hammer its way through Russian lines. And looks like finally Stevebud has lost an infantry squad. He's always actually been pretty good in keeping his infantry units alive, but with a Sturmpanzer IV and all the other stuff in the field, even that apparently cannot quite happen. And goes Sturmpanzer IV, gets another kill. The 15cm high explosive shell rips apart some poor fellow. And moving ahead. Looks like he might actually get that mortar. Nope, apparently not. He's getting a bit worried there.
Under attack by enemy
Infantry moving in, and we do see here that Stevebud is extremely cautious with the infantry all of a sudden due to the presence of the Sturmpanzer IV. One good hit, and that's going to be a lot of dead infantry. Oh no, oh no! Heisenberg moved straight into the line of fire. He did not consider, of course, they might be hiding around the corner. And there you go, anti-tank grenade. Panzer IV or T-34 for some reason not moving, though it looks like they're needing repairs. Rear exposed, they've only had something to punish with. Also looks like the field gun, by the way, is cleared out. Panzer IV here in dire need of repairs. There we go. Lots of shock troopers dead. Another house collapsed
Soldiers ready.
under the weight of
Mortar
Soviet
crew ready.
mortar fire.
Fresh meat has
Half to
arrived.
arrive, ein mittlerer Schützenpanzerwagen.
Da, Tovarish. Conscripts here. Team, fire on this position.
Your predecessor died a hero.
We are taking losses.
Conscripts running into a bit of a unpleasant problem on the retreat. Sniper continues firing. Look, he is awfully close to the front line, also awfully close to it. Trinity 2. Looks like Heisenberg is going to be hunting down that heavy mortar. Blows out a wall, but the heavy mortar overall manages to escape the wrath of the Sturmpanzer. T-34 sets in.
Shoot back, comrades.
Conscripts moving in from the other side. T-34 smart trying to flank and knock it out. Going to the sniper, and there we go. Panzer 4 moving up. The other one's still a bit off.
One of infantry has been killed.
Sturmpanzer taking heavy damage. Lots of hits going there from the T-34s. Grenades and all the other fun. Panzer 4 in a bit of trouble. T-34 that needs to consider moving away. And there we go. Panzerkampfwagen 4 blown up. That T-34 that needs to move. Oh no dear. Actually, veterans one on the Sturmpanzer. Very close to getting that T-34 knocked out. And there we go. Kaput. While the almost veterans of 3 Panzer 4 is battle ready once more.
You need engineers.
51 victory points left for Heisenberg. Things are definitely getting heated up here. And there we go. Veterans free. Rate of fire increase, mobility increase, and there we go. Quick blitz. And just as soon as that happens, once more it gets a damaged engine and the main gun knocked out again. Not really a lot of luck there for Heisenberg.
Awaiting command.
So once more, forced to pull back in a minor disgrace. You know, Heinz, keep seeming to having your gun
We are taking fire.
blown off. Yes, this is not good.
Orders. Squad standing by.
And T-34 moving hit. Pack though is ready, but at the same time the Panzer 4 is exposed. Nice hit there from the Sturmpanzer 4 if you can get off a target replant, but no! Nope, no chance. T-34 knocked it out before there was a chance. And that was the end of that. Veterans in 3 Panzer 4. Quite a waste right there. And the Sturmpanzer 4 is in a dire situation right now as well. If he can never set T-34 right now, he might have a small chance. Or for example, he can grab that field gun, set it up at a certain range and blast away. He might get the Sturmpanzer 1. If it does that, that could be game over for Heisenberg, because he might not be able to hold out against continued assaults like that.
Anti-personnel fire.
But nope, he's not securing the field gun for whatever reasons. Flampanzerwagen, by the way, popping up here. Nice hit there from the Sturmpanzer 4, wiping out a few conscripts, and looks like another squad might go down. There we go, just murdering them indiscriminately. And back to Heisenberg, who's just getting a lot more grenades. It looks like a fresh Panzer 4 has arrived. Still not recruiting that field gun.
We are ready.
I can't help but feel that is a bit of a major mistake right there for Stevebud.
Half-track awaiting orders.
Awaiting order.
Heisenberg, though, fighting some very desperate battles to actually hold on to the victory points. He knows he can't lose them for much longer, otherwise Stevebud will win the fight.
Yeah.
Sturmpanzer 4 almost ready for the fight once more. Yeah.
Ivan! And he shoots as bad as he smells!
What? Heavy Panzer, ready for orders.
Capture complete.
And there we go. Effects the right once more. The Germans did have a similar looking weapon actually a bit earlier in the war. They actually used it in the Stalingrad. It was basically a Stug 3 modified to hold a schwere Infanteriegeschütz. Wasn't quite as well armoured. They also pretty much only fought in Stalingrad, and they were also all lost in Stalingrad. But still, little fun weapon. And sort of in some regards, I suppose, could be considered a predecessor to the Sturmpanzer 4. Looks like he's just wrecking that field gun. No intention of getting it himself. There we go.
Keep it short. That's our boss standing by. Standing by. Not let up.
Heavy mortar leading up, infantry leading the way. Then he is holding up nicely. Ooh, shock troops here. Ooh, in for a Nazi surprise. There we go. Sturmovik summoned once more to dominate the skies. And there we go, got the mortar in one hit. Nicely played there, Sturmovik flies in, does a bit of damage to the other Panzer 4, tanks getting caught out in the open. Very close eventually to that, Storm Panzer 4 by the way. Ooh, rear exposed, definitely bad news there. And target weak point going in. And good night. And there you go, T-34 down as well. Infantry moving in. Looks like also setting up a bunker there, taking no chances whatsoever even now. And there we go, Veterans 2 shirting up, and game over. A loss right there for the Soviet Union, a victory for Germany. I think partly in some cases because Stevebud all of a sudden got some points where he actually got a bit uncertain, which actually allowed Heisenberg to pull off a few quick ones and actually gain back a bit on the field. That combined with a bit of a lack of mines, and I think also lack of field guns, hurt Stevebud ultimately in the longer run because it allowed Heisenberg to keep moving about and keep using his mobility. And that's really one of the things that actually worked out for Heisenberg, although late game he did commit a few mistakes here with his Panzer IVs, which actually allowed Stevebud to still hold on, though Stevebud was not really able to exploit those openings afterwards, which is a bit of a shame. The Sturmpanzer 4, though, definitely played its part, definitely did a lot of damage. That's nicely done. I will say, though, Heisenberg, I mean, he made no use of his doctrine, so why even bother with that one if he's not going to use a single of the abilities? That just felt a bit rubbish. You could then go on, Jaeger infantry and get some upgrades for his troops that way, or going, I don't know, Jaeger armor, got some spotting scopes, something just, don't get a doctrine and not use it at all. That's just silly. Comparatively, I mean, his opponent did more with his doctrine. I think that heavy mortar should have been out earlier, and he could also maybe have done with a howitzer, so there's something to consider there, but he should also have more field guns up. I rather feel that was one of the issues, combined with the fact that he was very, holding back with them, which rarely meant they actually saw action at times, rather than, trying to push his advantage. So there's something to consider there in both regards. Nice infantry play from both sides. I mean, Stevebud really had some strong infantry play, though. But in the end, I mean, that really didn't work because he wasn't able to follow it up with, good armor play, or at least some consistent and field gun play. Because again, he'd keep them really far back. Again, he wouldn't try, for example, use tracking to get off a few extra good shots, perhaps knock out a tank here and there. That, of course, combined with the lack of mines, allowed again Heisenberg to slowly but surely flourish. Although again, it was rather close, and again, had Stevebud, just played a bit more, aggressively, a bit more consistently, again, he could have won this. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You've learned a thing or two or three. If you did, want to subscribe to your friends. If you didn't, well, why not provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.